a credit card points and miles enthusiast and travel lover. On my channel, I discuss the mistakes I've made, my future travel goals, and overall credit journey since 2016. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've been watching so many movies and TV shows about going to outer space that the whole purpose of this video is ultimately to say, Houston, we have a problem. Now, a couple other things that you should know about me before we dive into today's video is that over the past 10 or so years, I've collected and acquired well over 100 credit cards. With that, right now today, I still have 38 active credit card accounts and a credit limit that's probably approaching between 4 and 500,000 US dollars. Now, the problem is when it comes to these credit cards that have annual fees, that a lot of times, despite having different credit card issuers and banks and credit unions offering those cards, a lot of the benefits that you get in result of paying that annual fee to that bank are duplicative, right? Out of those 38 cards, I probably have a million priority passes, which allow you access into airport lounges or select airport lounges, and potentially restaurants, spas, etc. I also have probably at least 10 different credit cards from different issuers that offer global entry or pre-TSA reimbursement credits. This is just some of the duplicative benefits that when I say Houston, we have a problem, this is exactly what I'm talking about. In this video, I'm going to explain why in 2026, I'm going to go down from 38 cards to at least 15 within the calendar year. Now, even if you don't have 38 credit cards or 100 credit cards, if you have anything over 4 credit cards, this is your chance to pause, reflect, and see, are there cards that you're valuing benefits at 100% despite having the same benefit on multiple cards? There's a diminishing return after you've gone through having just one of those credits. It becomes a checklist, it becomes a part-time job, it becomes so many other things that is it truly worth paying that annual fee to get something that you've already, already acquired elsewhere. So let's get right into the topic today. And if you like what you hear, go ahead and drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. So I've mentioned I have 38 active credit cards. My goal this year is to get down to maybe 15 or so credit cards. Now, here's how I came to that realization. Just thinking about all of the things, checklist items that I have to do in order to obtain value from these credit cards is becoming a lot of work. And even though I take at least one trip per month utilizing credit card rewards points and miles, it's becoming too much where I have so many different perks and so many different benefits that I don't want anything to expire before I have the chance to use it. So I wrote down here on a list of here are all the things that are expiring. I'll just say within the next 12 months or so that if I don't use, I'm going to lose it. And I don't want to do that. So that's the reason I'll be canceling some of the cards in my collection. So stay tuned for future videos where I go through that keep or cancellation process. But here's the scoop. Right now in my Marriott account, and I recently obtained Marriott Lifetime Gold status, I am striving towards platinum. So Operation Strive towards platinum. But nevertheless, let me digress. Right now in my Marriott account, I have one 35,000 point certificate that expires in early 2027. Okay. And these are all use it or lose it benefits. I also have 2 IHG certificates, so Intercontinental, Holiday Inn, those types of hotels. I have 2 40,000 certificates, one expiring at Q3 of 2026 and another expiring Q1 of 2027. Again, if I don't use those by the expiration date, they are gone forever. There's no way for me to call Marriott or IHG and say, hey, I'd like to exchange my certificate for points. Those days are long gone and no one's doing that anymore. In the United Travel Bank, I have almost $400 worth of credit that set because of the travel bank rules, you every 5 years, let me take a step back. When you put money into the travel bank,
This is just holding, it's like a virtual gift card of sorts. Those funds expire 5 years um, after the initial, sale. So if I purchase something today, 5 years from now, that same coupon will expire, if that makes sense. So I have about $400, like I mentioned, that it is set to expire in Q2 of 2027. Continuing on with airlines, I also have a $30 Delta E credit that expires at the end of this year. I have a Delta companion certificate as a result of having, I forget which one, but either the Delta Business Reserve credit card or the Delta Business Platinum credit card. I can't remember which certificate it is, but nevertheless, that certificate is set to expire early 2027 as well. Now, in the JetBlue travel bank, I have about $250 that is set to expire in Q3 of 2026. Whew, are you guys tired yet? Because I am. Going back to hotels, I have 3,000 Wyndham Rewards points in my account, and I'm not currently holding a Wyndham credit card. So I believe, and please fact check me on this, I'm not going to do any sort of edits to this video, but I believe that my Wyndham points do have an expiration date. I want to say it's every 4 years without account activity. So my goal is to spend that down to zero as quick as possible. Of course, with Wyndham, it does have a fixed award chart, so you can get properties for as little as 7,500 Wyndham Rewards points per night, all the way up to 30,000 Wyndham Rewards points per night. So, meaning I'll have to transfer something like Wells Fargo, Go Far Rewards, Built Rewards, or I'm forgetting who else transfers over to Wyndham, but I'm going to have to transfer those points into the Wyndham account in order to clear out that balance, right? Somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,500 all the way up to 30,000 points there. Back to airlines for a moment. I have a $15 Southwest credit from, I actually don't know what, I have no idea where this is from. It doesn't show an expiration date, but I'm pretty confident that Southwest has recently issued or stated that your credits will now have an expiration date. I don't know if I'm grandfathered into the old rules, but I'm pretty sure going forward, any of your Southwest credits will have an expiration date of 24 months, something like that. I can't remember the rules. Again, fact check me on this video for sure. Continuing on, you thought I was done. I'm not. I also have a Hilton timeshare that I've already purchased. I believe it was somewhere in the neighborhood of either $129 that I purchased, 4-day, 3-night timeshare presentation, and I can pick the location, places like Myrtle Beach, Gatlin, Tennessee, Orlando, Florida, Las Vegas, so on and so forth. But I have until Q1 of 2027 to utilize that, and in result, I'll get 50, maybe it's 100,000 Hilton Honors points. Hilton often runs promotions on their timeshare presentations, so you do exchange, money to get those Hilton Honors rewards points, and you do have to sit in between a 90 and 120-minute presentation. There is no obligation to buy a timeshare. You just have to attend the meeting. That is all. Still not done. Got a couple more things on the list. I currently hold 3 business platinum credit cards, and whole nother video for a whole nother time, but I often talk about holding multiples of the same credit card. I'm gonna have to reevaluate that strategy when it comes to some of these cards that hold higher annual fees. But right now, I have $600 of fine hotels and resort credit that I must use before June 30th of 2026. Otherwise, I will lose those credits and I'm no longer able to recoup that money. So I have 2 business platinum cards where I have 2 different credits. One is $300, the other one is $300. So total of $600 there. And on the fine hotels and resorts, this is one, unlike the certificates, where you can book a property in the future and still use that credit today. You don't have to stay before that expiration date of June 30th, 2026. So I want to make sure that I was clear on that. That is not the case with these hotel certificates. If you have, some people call these free nights. I don't use that language, but if you did have some of these hotel certificates or free night certificates that had an expiration date of April 1st, for example, you have to stay by April 1st. That is not the same as these American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts credits, or some of these Chase credits as well, or Built, as we think about that as well. Just have to use it by that date. Book it by that date, excuse me. Last but not least, I have a Delta Business Platinum card, as I mentioned, and it's currently April. And by the time you'll see this, I think it'll still be April. So I have at least $10 to use on Resi, which is the dining portal or dining platform, very similar to OpenTable or fill in the blank service like that. I have $10 to use on that. Rounding out this whole list, I also have $250 of Delta Stays credit, which is where you book through a site like Expedia, and they reimburse you $250 of hotel property. Unfortunately, when you use that third-party service such as Expedia, or even some of the travel portals, American Express, Wells Fargo, Citi, Built, a lot of the times you will not get your hotel status recognized. So a lot of times, if I'm going to utilize these types of credits, I'll stay at a property that's maybe not affiliated with one of the major or notable hotel brands. So I won't stay at something like a Marriott or Hyatt or Hilton, because I'm not going to get any of my Marriott Titanium benefits, for example, or my Hilton Diamond benefits. So that is my problem. I know it's a first world problem for sure. And again, this is the realization that I'm coming to. Having 38 cards is a lot to manage. And the fact that I have to write out a checklist of all the things and all the due dates and expiration dates for all of these things is also a problem. So here is why I am challenging you to look at your current portfolio. Are you double counting benefits? Are you overvaluing certain things? And you need to factor in your time to use that. Even though I travel at least one time per month, I'm still finding problems with making sure that I'm utilizing all of these things before their expiration dates come due. So that was the point of this video, just to, take a spring cleaning, if you wish, of your credit card and your personal finances. And that's all I have for today. Sorry for the rant, but appreciate you bearing with me. Travel safe, travel well, and let me know down in the comments. Am I crazy, right? Am I wrong for wanting to cancel at least half of these cards just so I don't have to keep so many mental tabulations on all of these credits? Let me know down below. I'm always honest with you, so please be honest with me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Safe travels, stay healthy, travel well. Bye, y'all.